We're trying to combat climate change. Passivhaus, to us as technologists, is a tool that helps us to optimise the energy use of our buildings. I'm Giles Boon. I'm a chartered architectural technologist and Passivhaus designer at Gale and Snowden Architects. I designed the envelope of the UK's first Passivhaus leisure centre. Passivhaus is a low-energy design standard that optimises the energy use of buildings throughout their life cycle. The brief was given to us as part of an integrated design team with another architecture practice called Space and Place. Exeter City Council wanted to create a facility for the community that included 2 swimming pools, a splash pool, a gymnasium, spinning studio, dance studio, a creche, soft play area, reception, offices, but also was low energy, healthy for occupants to use, and used very minimal water. The building is the UK's first Passivhaus leisure centre and a world first multi-zoned leisure centre. The problem with standard swimming pools is that they're so much more energy hungry than any other building typologies. They are typically not very well insulated and they're quite leaky. That tends to increase the risk of mould growth, which is really unhealthy for the occupants and very expensive for the operators of the building. Us and our clients and our design team are trying to go a step beyond that. We're making this building robust enough for future climates up to 2050 and 2080, and so the building's been modelled for solar gain and wind-driven rain against these future climates. As a chartered architectural technologist, I was chosen for my skills of being able to bring different building components together to realise the concept of this low-energy, curvy building and still meet those stringent criteria. So these are triple glazed, thermally broken curtain walling systems. They're a bit like windows, but they're made of mullions and transoms, and then they're fitted with 3 panes of glass. And that's really important in passive houses because we're trying to keep those surface temperatures as high as possible. And in double glazing, well, they just don't perform well enough. But that performance needs to be extended throughout the envelope, and that needs linking through with the external walls. When you look at the building, you see different types of cladding, but what you don't see is behind that, where we've used stainless steel facade brackets and other components in the wall to reduce the effect of the thermal bridge through the insulation and reduce the energy use of the building. Mechanical ventilation and heat recovery systems save heating energy, and that in turn reduces the operational cost of the building. The healthy building agenda avoids toxic materials that give off volatile organic compounds like carpets and chipboards. That creates quite a poor indoor air quality. So we've avoided specifying those at St Sidwell's Point so that we can improve the environment for the occupants. Passive houses aren't boring by their nature. They're fascinating in how they optimise energy usage. But in some ways they are simplified because of the methodology. You know, their forms tend to be simplified, the architecture is simplified. St Sidwell's Point breaks away from that. You know, it has these big sweeping curves. It almost proves in a way that passive house architecture doesn't have to be boring. It can really create its own statement within an urban context like Exeter. I love it. I've worked on the building for 7 years, you know, from technical detailing through to checking subcontractors, drawings and designs, and seeing it through on site. The feedback's been amazing. From the local community and from the client. It's really inspired people to rethink what kind of leisure centres we have within our communities in the UK.